So some of the usual partisan suspects are up to no good again. This is in Mediaite. Journalist Yashar Ali calls out NBC politics editor. She tried to intimidate me on behalf of the DNC. Wow. In a lengthy Twitter thread, journalist Yashar Ali accused NBC News managing editor of politics, Daphne Linzer, of trying to, quote, bully him into delaying the publication of a story on the dates of the first Democratic primary debates in Miami. Quote, yesterday I received a call from Daphne Linzer, who serves as managing editor of NBC and MSNBC Politics. Ali, a contributor for HuffPost and New York Magazine, tweeted Friday, Daphne's conduct during the call was highly inappropriate and unethical. So, what was the purpose of her call? She called me to bully me on behalf of the DNC, he alleged in a lengthy 25-part Twitter thread. So, I went through the whole thing. We're not going to go through it all here because it's pretty much already summed up for you. But basically, the NBC and MSNBC managing editor is like overtly, quite literally, working for the DNC. And this just... And we already know the DNC is pretty openly working against the left. The whole point of the DNC is to, like, gaslight the left flank of the party, which is the actual people, and funnel all of that energy into corporatist candidates and centrist candidates. And so now, the reason why this story is important is it verifies something that we've said. And when you mention this, people go, well, metaphorically maybe, but not literally. But no, it turns out it's a literal. When we say MSNBC is just the propaganda arm of the Democratic establishment, we now know that's literal. The managing editor was asking for favors for the DNC. Hey, do this for me. Why? No, it's not for our news organization. For the DNC, I need you to do this, this, and this. Are you kidding me? Now, again, don't get it twisted. I don't want anybody to miss the forest through the trees here. It is 100% the case that Fox News is an arm of the RNC. 100%. The ties between Fox News and the RNC are just as clear, in my estimation, as the ties between the DNC and MSNBC. 100%. But this goes to show you something. And it's that Noam Chomsky was correct. Noam Chomsky, in Manufacturing Consent, and in countless interviews and speeches since, he said that we have this thing called the Overton window, which is the spectrum of ideas and debates that are considered reasonable. And what corporate media does is it masterfully limits that spectrum of debate. So, you know, the furthest right you go is Steve King, is, you know, name Louis Gohmert, Donald Trump to some extent, or Mitch McConnell. It's like this right fringe of the Republican Party is considered part of the discussion, and you can engage. And that's a real ideology that exists, and this is as far right as you go. Now, how far left do you go? Well, since MSNBC represents the Democratic establishment, not the people, not the actual left base, not the Bernie Sanders Democrats, the furthest left you go that's considered acceptable in mainstream discourse in corporate media is Nancy Pelosi. When I said that, you probably had the aha moment, right? The light bulb goes on over your head. Oh, shit, that's true. Because what happened? If you remember, when Nancy Pelosi was going to be speaker again and we were fighting against it, they laughed at us. They literally laughed at us. Like, Nancy Pelosi, you're saying Nancy Pelosi isn't left-wing enough? Because they've been told for the longest time, she's a flaming lefty, and she's the left fringe, and you can't go any further left than that. But now you know why that is. Because MSNBC is just the DNC propaganda arm, and according to the establishment Democrats, that's like the she's it. She's the representative of the left flank of the party. Bernie is off the spectrum. AOC is off the spectrum. Justice Democrats are off the spectrum. No positive coverage for them ever, even when they do exactly what the people want. Nancy Pelosi is the left fringe. The representative of what the good Democrats are for is Hillary Clinton-style Democrats. And then again, on the Republican side, you got Louis Gohmert and Steve King. So notice the spectrum of debate. The spectrum of thoughts that are allowed is only in that narrow establishment spectrum. And this is how they control the debate in the country. And this is how somebody like me is viewed as, whoa, what are you doing? You are way outside the reasonable discourse and dialogue, and so you are effectively disenfranchised, and that's the way it should be. That's how they look at it. And the good news is they're facing a revolt. And basically, we're elbowing our way into the room. When I say we, I don't mean me. I mean you guys. I mean the left flank of the party is asserting itself because the left flank of the party is the actual people. Where you have 70% of Americans who want Medicare for all, for example. 58% want to raise taxes on the rich. 93% want universal background checks on gun purchases. Only 17% still want to be in Afghanistan. The list goes on of left-wing policies. 80% want to raise the minimum wage. So what's happening is they're trying to control the discourse, and they've done it for so long, but now they're failing. And now everybody kind of sees them for what they are, in the same way that everybody looks at Fox News like the hack organization that they are, rank partisan Republican propaganda arm. MSNBC is that for the corporate Democrats. And in the same way that the right has now struggled to keep everybody to fall in line, like they wanted them to fall in line and vote for Jeb Bush. Okay, fine, fall in line. You don't like Jeb? Fine, vote for Marco. All right, shit, fine. We'll take Ted Cruz. And then they couldn't keep him in line, and they ended up getting Trump. By the same token, MSNBC is trying to keep people. Kamala. Do Kamala? Let's go Kamala. Oh, she fucking. All right, Beto. Let's go Beto. I'll push Beto. All right, Booty Judge. You like Booty Judge? Who doesn't like judging booties? Come on, him. He's great, right? Good luck with that, because now you have an entire separate apparatus that's fighting back against your bullshit. That's us. That's new media. New media is the voice of regular, rank-and-file, average Joe people. And in this case, people who lean left. So you can't hold us down anymore. Now we have ways to skirt around and get to the people anyway and tell them the truth and tell them what our views are. And that's why this show does well, is because people are sick and tired of the nonsense being fed to them on MSNBC as if it represents like as if they're real lefties. No, they're corporatists. They're centrist. They're representatives of the Democratic Party. And now, yet again, I'll repeat myself, it's literal. It's proven. That's what you are. You're hacks. The managing editor of MSNBC and NBC is doing favors for the DNC. Sounds like she's literally working for the DNC. Should be a giant scandal. Noam Chomsky was right. They're trying to manufacture consent. The left fringe is considered the corporate Democrats. And now on, hopefully it won't work because everybody knows what it is, and they're seeking alternative voices, and that's where we step in.